Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Disney's All-Star Sports Resort. Today we're in room 3148, which is on the first floor of the hoops section of this resort, and we want to give you a look around. But before we do, keep in mind that this is a value resort, which means it is one of the most, if not the most affordable resort here on Walt Disney World property. It was recently updated, so this is not the resort you remembered. It's not the resort a lot of people talk about. I feel like people talk about how this is like outdated, not great.
Yeah, they smell musty.
Yeah.
You know, all those conversations that I've had.
So far, haven't seen that with this room, but
No.
more about that later. Of course, we're gonna review this room as well, but today I wanna give you a look. So let's take a look around. Also, Russ is here.
Obviously.
So let's do it.
Let's do it.
So when we step in this room, you'll notice that it looks pretty familiar. This is the same type of layout you can expect from a lot of value resorts. So we have the room up front, and then in the back over there, we have our bathroom. We'll take a look at that when we get there, but first let's start with the room itself. So if we swing this way, this is right off the door. You'll see the first thing that catches your eye is this pull down Murphy bed. Now this room has two beds. It has this Murphy bed, which you're looking at right here, and it has a full-size regular bed. But here's the thing, I love these Murphy beds because they help you maximize the space in this room. As you can see, it makes the room feel much more open, and it gives you some more space to just do what you need to do. So we have, of course, the bed itself, and then down here we have a table and chairs. Now you will have to move these chairs in order to fold the bed down. We will do that here in a bit, but he's jumping the gun a little bit. That's all right, it's all right.
I'm excited. I like the fact that it has a table built into it like Art of Animation does.
Yes.
Sorry.
Pop Century is the same thing. In fact, this room probably looks a whole lot like Pop Century because it's very similar. But anyway, I like that this gives you space to do a little bit of eating. You can do some organizing. If it's a rainy day out, you can do a puzzle, play games on this table. That's fantastic. It's another option for hanging out that doesn't involve you being on the bed, which is great. But more about that here in a second. Off on this side, you'll see we do have a bit of a nightstand and cubby. Down below, there is space to tuck some things. Of course, this cubby gives you space to tuck things as well. And we do have two standard outlets, a USB and a USB-C, which is great, means less bricks need to come with you when you travel. Show us these chairs real quick though, Russ.
Wow, they're very heavy.
Look at that.
I love it.
This is the type of detail that you just don't see as much here in Disney resorts, and I am loving that this exists here on this chair.
And what's cool is that it has like a wood finish, but it's all metal. And it is, like I said, it's actually
Is it
very
metal?
heavy. Yeah, it's all metal. Like, it's heavy. Like, I would say it's at least a good 15 pounds.
Huh. Interesting. On this side,
Hold on, we gotta do the chair test. Jeez. I can spend many a rainy day in here. Working on the puzzles, playing Uno, working hard.
yes.
Absolutely love it. One thing to note though, there is a bar underneath the table.
Okay.
It's part of the bed support.
Yes.
So just something to keep in mind. Many a stub toe I bet occur. I'll put that back for now, because we're not doing the bed yet.
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
We'll get there. So on this side, we have another nightstand. This one is a little bit smaller. It's a much narrower space over here. There we have our phone, another cubby, and more space underneath to tuck things. I have noticed this, which I find very interesting, which is a telephone calls and associated fees card. I haven't seen this in resorts in quite some time. Also, telephone safety and security. I always want to be careful who you're giving your information to over the phone. I think Disney just wants to remind you of that. Before we move on, we do have two plugs here, 2 USB plugs, and then we have these light switches which operate the light that's over the Murphy bed, as well as one of these lights over the bed. Speaking of the bed, cute artwork right here. And I want to note something about this. This is pretty standard. It's just Mickey, Minnie, and Donald. However, I think that the way that they've incorporated these characters into other parts of the resort ties this in. So while it's not like crazy sports themed like it might have been back in the 90s or whatever it was prior to this, I do like that it kind of pulls the theme together, even though it's very subtle in these rooms. That's just my thoughts, but let me know yours in a comment. Here's our bed. Like I mentioned, subtle. There's absolutely no theming on the bed. Same beds that we're seeing elsewhere at Walt Disney World though, just a little bit of a clean pattern on the sheets, which I think is nice. This is an updated room, as I mentioned, so we do have space underneath the bed to tuck things, which I do think is great because it gives more room in the room in general. On this side, we do have another nightstand, another switch, which will operate this light, 2 regular plugs, USB and USB-C. Of course, there's the cubby and space underneath, but it is very tight in here with the door and the wall right up against the bed. The door is magically closing behind me. It's still a little tight though. What are your thoughts now that you're here? Come walk in this space for me and tell me what you think.
This doesn't bother me. See, here's the thing. See, I think of how much did the room cost? How much does this cost? This, negligible. I do this 2 times a day.
That's true. That's true. But don't forget, we're not just talking about comfort. We're talking about accessibility.
Accessibility is a little rough.
If you have someone who maybe is a little bit, I don't know, maybe you're a little wobbly on your feet.
I mean,
you need a mobility device. There's only so much room.
standing shoulder width apart. So I mean, it's a little tight, and that's with the door closed.
Yes.
So you lose a good probably 3 inches. Yeah, I mean, I'm hitting the door, so like
Just something to know.
Yep.
Now, if we turn this way, this is our bathroom area. Hi. So let's step in here and you'll see, again, very similar to what we've been seeing over at Pop Century, for example. Here is our bathroom with shower. We do have some towel racks over here, plenty of towels, definitely enough to get you by. We have our rainfall shower head up there, nice and clean too, which is great, something we like to see. H2O Plus products. You can see over there that little notch is so that you can hang bathing suits and wet clothes to dry. I love this. It really helps when you're staying here. Maybe you get caught in the rain, maybe you just like to swim. We have a tub here. It is small, but it does the job. Don't forget, these are small rooms. If we close this, I will note something about this. I love this style of glass in these rooms. I know it might be hard to tell from this video, but it's really nice to have this glass that kind of distorts what's happening behind it. So if you're sharing this room, someone needs to use the restroom, you don't have to wait until someone gets out of the shower. Between the steam and the way that this glass looks, you're not gonna, be in one of those situations where you don't want to be. You know what I mean? Anyway, we have this door here, which is a pocket door, and a mirror, which is nice. I do want to take a second though don't know if you can see right here. There's a little bit of space to grab onto to open this up. I do want to take a second and show you the inside with this closed. So this is a wonderful latch. Something I would have loved to see at the Riviera. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I don't feel like it's particularly tight in here with the door closed. Now again, it's a small bathroom, but could you take a shower, get out, and still get dressed? Yes, and that's with this shower door shut. If I were to open this, I feel like I have a little bit more room for my wingspan, you know what I mean? So I think that's nice. Definitely easy to open and close this door, which is good.
It's not as private though. That is not a ceiling door by any stretch of the imagination. No. So like I could hear you clear as day.
Yes.
Just something to keep in mind.
And I think that that's something to keep in mind as well, which is why we have this second door.
Yep.
So you can close both off and try and make things a little bit quieter. But anyway, let's turn around this way and take a look at this bathroom. Now I will say, I think that this addition to these rooms is fantastic. It uses the space so well, and it gives you the ability to put all of your stuff wherever it needs to be so that you stay organized during your vacation, which is especially good in rooms like this one that are a little bit smaller. So we do have a makeup mirror with a light. This one is firmly attached to the wall, which is great. We've had problems with that in past rooms. A few plugs over here. Nice size sink and vanity area. So it's not a ton of space to put an entire family's worth of stuff, but you can do your makeup, you can spread out a little bit in this area. We do have some extra toilet paper and tissues, as well as some cubbies where you can tuck away more toiletries and whatnot, and there is space down there to tuck even more away. If we come over here, first of all, we have the ironing board and the iron, but we also have more space to tuck even more stuff away, including up here, and there are some high shelves as well to put maybe medicines or other stuff that you don't want little ones to have access to. So that's great. We have a closet area over here where we could put luggage, clothes, lots of space for that. So that is wonderful as well. I really love this bathroom area because it does give you so much space to do everything that you need to in it. And of course we can close the door and have a bit more privacy, a bit more space if we're gonna change. Here we do have some hooks, and then this room can be opened up to have adjoining rooms, which I think is nice. We back up, we'll see our nice television, nicely centered between the two beds. This is something I notice it. I don't know if you guys notice it as well, but I notice it. Then we have our bureau dresser situation.
Oh, cheapest.
Russell.
Sorry.
So here we have our safe. This is a deceivingly large safe. Can't really tell, but it's huge. It's very deep. It does have a digital lock, which is great. We have a video on how to use that if you're interested. Then there are, of course, different shelves and cubbies in here so you can store your stuff. We do have 3 drawers.
Big ones too. Nice
and deep, nice and wide. Clean in there, which is wonderful as well.
Yeah. It smells brand new.
It does. And then we have this nice big space over here to lay out your stuff for the day, to charge Magic Band pluses, cell phones, computers, everything you can imagine. Again, 2 outlets, USB and USB-C over here. Same thing over there.
One thing to note, got the sign, during your stay, we receive full housekeeping services every other day, not every day.
So that's great.
Something to keep in mind.
That's actually really great now that I think about it, because a lot of hotels and resorts around the country are not doing daily housekeeping anymore. They never picked that back up. So while it's still not daily housekeeping, have the ability to have full housekeeping every other day. That's great. Of course, if you don't want it, you don't have to do housekeeping, but I don't like the idea that it's being taken away as an option in so many places, so thumbs up for that. On the wall here, we have a light, which we don't have any overhead light in this room. Not really, no fan, but we do have this light, which provides a nice soft light.
Yeah, it's nice.
And when you turn everything on, it's bright enough in this room, which I think is nice. I also like that you can section off where the light's gonna be in this room. So if you have like little ones or only one person is going to bed or staying awake or whatever, you can kind of keep the lights on in one area and not in the other. We do have our trash and recycling. And then we have our little coffee bar. So this is really nice. It has, of course, you can see the ice bucket with some cups. We do have a coffee maker right here and some supplies to make coffee. We have a drawer. I mentioned this before. I don't know what you'd put in this drawer unless you were tucking away snacks maybe. That's a great option. But it's here, it's available to you. And then of course we have a beverage cooler, which is, it's not a full-size refrigerator or mini fridge, but it does the job. I would like to see these be a little bit bigger. I would like to see them have an ice maker in them, but I don't know. That's just my personal preference. You can change the height of the shelves as well, which can be useful depending on what you're storing in here. Now finally, we'll take a look at our view. This is a first floor room, kind of on the back side of the building, so you can see the other building right here. We do have this walkway right in front of our window, and there is the walkway out there as well, but I still think that this is a pretty nice little view. You don't feel like you're looking out on a parking lot because you're not. Still feels a little bit like a getaway to me.
I think so. And then we just go to the left, which is where Surf's Up is. And then you're pretty much right at the check-in lobby and
the
food.
pool, too.
And the pool. All right, so now we're gonna take a look at the bed. So you gotta move the 15-pound chairs. And I joke that they're heavy, but they are actually, I think they're heavy for chairs.
I feel like that could contribute. Do they slide easy?
Oh, they have pads, so you can easily, like, I'm moving them with a finger.
So we don't have to worry about the noise that they're gonna make
Nope.
when they're being moved around, which I think is great. It keeps these rooms a little bit quieter.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get crazy, no, there's no stacking other than probably flipping it on its side. But there's plenty of room to get them out of the way.
Yes, they can definitely be tucked away. This is not the most efficient place to put these chairs, but we're just getting them out of the way temporarily.
Yeah. All right, let's see how this goes. That was 10,000 times easier than the Riviera. 10,000 times easier. I didn't have to do anything.
Really
Zero.
easy.
It's extremely easy. And that is adorable.
So here we have Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Hold on, let me get the light for you. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe it's because this is on. Wait, hold on. Oh.
So the light isn't working, okay.
It's not working.
But we have Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and here's what's super cute about this piece of artwork. So you'll notice that they're dreaming about 3 different things. They're dreaming about sports, movies, and music.
The one thing that didn't work.
And all of those are the themes of the All-Star hotels. So I think that that's super cute. It's definitely a unique take on this artwork.
I absolutely love it.
It's really cute.
It's in the new animation style. It's great. All right, let's see how hard it is to get up. So again, doing it from the side, one-handed. That's ridiculous. That's how it's supposed to work.
Nice and easy, huh?
Nice and easy. That's how it should be done.
And that about does it for our look at this room. We hope you enjoyed this brief little tour. We'd love to know, of course, what you have to say about this room. Would you stay here? Would you not stay here? Tell us all about it in a comment down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video if you liked this video and subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos from here at Disney's All-Star Sports Resorts. We're also going to take a look at some of the neighboring resorts. It's important to keep in mind that while these are 3 separate resorts, they're also kind of the same. They're in one kind of cluster of resorts. So while they're themed to different things, you can expect pretty much the same room at all of these resorts. So that's something to keep in mind if you're thinking about staying at All-Star Music or All-Star Movies or All-Star Sports. This is what you can expect from those rooms. Again, these are some of the most affordable rooms at Walt Disney World, and I think that they're a great option, but we'll talk more about that some other time. For now, like I said, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.
Great room. See ya.
Bye.